Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Zoomcast for December. My name is Megan Newmans.
Barbara Alfonso.
And we have our special guest tonight, Valentina Isis, our astrologer for our community. She speaks so much knowledge, and it's such a pleasure to have Valentina join us. She's joined us before to do group readings, and you'll get to hear some insights on your own signs too. So we're hosting Valentina for Astrology as a way, like another tool to get to know yourself. So we host our coaching program for women, and it's all about introspection, getting to know yourself on different levels. And astrology is one way that we can get to know our behaviors, our characteristics, our life paths, why we are the way we are. And it's really great when you start to know the different aspects of yourself and how that relates and how you can relate to others in the world. So we're just so excited that you've all joined us here tonight. You know, spirituality is different for everyone. And whatever that means to you, it's finding that connection with the higher power, with having that trust in the divine. So I'd love to just let Valentina take it away. Do you have anything to mention that you'd like to share?
You just said it all. But one thing I do want to say is, my whole life I just grew up being like, oh, I'm a Cancer and that's it. And believe it or not, Valentina, when we hosted you about 2 years ago, I think it's been like 2 years already. It's when I really learned about the rising and the moon sign. Like I just knew about the sun sign. I really didn't know until like my late 30s. Oh, there's the moon, and then when I started understanding what they do, I was like, oh no, that's why I'm this way, and that's why. So I started learning more. There's so much to it. And also the program that you shared for Integrate to Upgrade about the chakras and how the chakras connect to the planets, that just completely changed and upgraded the way that I communicate to my partner, because I did it on him and myself, and then that just gave me so much insight as well. And so for me, spirituality, like I really look into the cosmos so much more than ever, thanks to you, Valentina. So we are honored to have you here. And every time you speak, I learn something new. And everyone that's here, you're in for a treat. We asked everyone if you can drop in the chat your sun, moon, and rising sign if you know them, which also rising is the same as ascendant, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I learned that too. All right, Valentina, the mic is all yours. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and being open-minded to this information about astrology and the astros and how it can come and help you to not only understand yourself, but also for self-development and also for the next upcoming year that's about to come into our lives. So to tell you a little bit more about astrology and why astrology sometimes can be incredibly accurate is because astrology is a combination of math, astronomy, and also a combination of our intuition and how we interpret it. So when we combine this logical and intuitive energies, we get something that is a very mystical science. And this is the reason why it has lasted for so many eras and so many decades. It's interesting because even if you don't know anything about astrology, you still know what's your sun sign. So everybody knows their sun sign, even though if you don't know anything about astrology. So this is something that lives on and will forever live on, because it's different archetypes that can define this world. And it teaches us how to live in this material world. So I wanted to do a little recap on this past 2021, because it was a very interesting year. And I wanted to do a little recap on what's coming up for you guys on 2020. And I'm going to go over every single sign so that you guys have an idea of what is it that you can expect for this next upcoming year. So 2021 was a very interesting year where we had Saturn and Jupiter both in the sign of Aquarius. Saturn is usually the karmatic planet, the accounting of our karmas. So usually people don't like a lot of Saturn energy, because Saturn is that energy that makes you uncomfortable. It's very rigid. It asks for responsibility. It asks for you to show up like an adult if you want to have good results. So if you don't necessarily like to be responsible or things like this, Saturn can be a pain in the ass. And but Saturn is also the one that teaches you how to materialize what you really want to materialize. and that it requires a lot of effort, and that it requires a lot of determination, and that it requires a lot of a lot of adult energy. So Barbara, you're saying you're in your Saturn return right now? No?
No. But I'm just thinking of like Saturn return. All I know is that stuff happens during that time. That's like around the 29 years, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
39.
Exactly.
10 years.
So when Saturn return is a very interesting time between the ages of 28 to 30. Everybody has that like shift. It's like my life completely changed from the ages of 28 to 30 years. And that's because we get our first Saturn return. And we also have a lot of people who don't make it. Like that's why we hear people like Jim Morrison and Marilyn Monroe and these people that around the ages of 28 to 30, they couldn't handle the pressure. They couldn't handle the energy that Saturn is telling them to, straighten up and get determined and, say bye-bye to your childhood, say bye-bye to your teenage years, say bye-bye to your 20s, because we're stepping into adulthood. And a lot of people may feel a lot of intensity when that kind of shows up. So if anybody here is between the ages of 28 to 30, you are in your Saturn return. So if you're feeling like, what the hell is happening in my life? It's a Saturn return. So, but it's all good because Saturn is teaching us how to really step into our most adult selves and into our highest potential. So Saturn being in the sign of Aquarius, it's been this whole year in the sign of Aquarius, and it's teaching us about the how being responsible in communities is something very important. Being selective of the type of people you surround yourself with, being selective of the associations that you have in your life. So this could have been a time where you guys could have really thought about like, okay, who are the people that I really like, who am I giving my energy to? And are they really reciprocating? What kind of groups of people am I really hanging out with? What communities am I really part of? Who am I really giving my association? And as we know, we become the 5 people that we hang out with the most. So our association is very, very, very important. And this is something that we may be learning the power of being responsible and being very selective of who we give our association to. Because, and not just like my energy that I give to somebody else, but like somebody that of a high caliber, maybe somebody that I admire, somebody that I want to be like. Am I associating with those types of people, or am I associating with people that are always in neediness? Am I associating with people that are always asking and they're not, they're never satisfied? Do I want to be like those people? Am I just there because I want to feel needed? Am I just there because I'm trapped in feeling guilty if I'm not hanging out with them? Or am I really there because I feel like I want to be surrounded by these people that are going to elevate me? So Saturn has made us more serious about our relationships, has made us more serious about our friendships, our communities. And it's also a time to globally to restructure a new form of perceiving humanity. And we've been feeling like there's these constrictions in being human at this time. We can't even be close to each other in a way. So there's Saturn is doing its thing by being a little bit more constricting in the normal human spectrum in a way. We also have been creating new technologies because Aquarius is the innovation. And when we innovate new things, crypto, Bitcoin, these things have exploded this year. And now we're about to go into this thing called metaverse, which is like a completely digitalized virtual reality that we're actually going to be living in. And this started with the energies of these planets being here. So our technology is exponentially growing incredibly fast. In a small scale for you guys is about really being selective of who you want to give your energy to, and also being selective of the types of dreams and aspirations, because the people that we surround ourselves with are the people that are going to help us reach the dreams that we want to reach. So are we really in alignment with our dreams? Are we really doing the work to get to our dreams? Are those really the dreams that we want for ourselves? Or what is the real dreams that we really want for ourselves? What are we really aspiring to be? What are we really aspiring to do? So there's been a big shift in our dreams, in our aspirations, in our goals during this year. And we're still gonna have this next upcoming 22. Saturn is not leaving Aquarius this next upcoming year. So when Saturn goes into a sign, Saturn doesn't make it like short and sweet. Saturn is like, we're gonna go over this again and again and again and again until you get it right. So this next upcoming year, you guys, maybe this year was the year where you're like, okay, am I really surrounded by the people that I want to be with? Am I really in alignment with the dreams? Is this really the dream that I wanted for myself? And if this is the dream that I want for myself, am I surrounded with the right people in my life? Is this really the people that are going to help me get there? So this next upcoming 2022 could be the time where you start solidifying these relationships and you start solidifying these new dreams that are more authentic to you, because Aquarius is all about authenticity. Aquarius, I don't know, is anybody an Aquarius here? Anybody? Yes. So Aquariuses, yeah, Megan. So Aquariuses are known for being the weirdos of the zodiac, but the weirdos not in a bad way, the weirdos in a way that they're just so authentic that they don't really care who else like that. They don't care. They're not trying to fit in. They're just trying to be themselves. And this is a very admirable quality to have, especially in an era of fad and fashion. And I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. I'm following this. I'm following that. Like, you know, there's a lot of fakery. There's a lot of lack of genuineness that we feel in this era. So Aquarius energy is like trying to really bring out our authenticity. We're not here to fit in. We're not here to make everybody happy. We're not here to be liked by everybody, even if it's like strangers that we don't even know about. We're not here to be like other people. We're here to be our most authentic, genuine selves. And that's what Aquarius is bringing to us. And Saturn stepping into this energy is really trying to help us be more authentic and to be genuine with our authenticity. That if I, you know, if I don't like, I don't know, what's something that I don't like something, if I don't like bars and I don't like alcohol and I don't like the way that it makes me feel the next day, but I still do it because my friends are doing it, because everybody's doing it. And I think that that's the thing that everybody should be doing, or that's the thing that we do when we go have fun. Maybe you start to become more genuine with yourself and you're like, no, I really don't like those scenes. It doesn't bring any fulfillment. I actually feel horrible the next day. So to start becoming more and more authentic with ourselves. So that's for Saturn. Now, Jupiter has also been in the sign of Aquarius. So Jupiter has also tried to help us expand our circles of friends, expand ourselves to more authentic ideas and genuine ideas. So Jupiter is already going to be finishing its cycle in Aquarius on December 28th. And we're going to be stepping into the energies of Pisces. So Jupiter in Pisces is actually a super mystical and spiritual vibe. So I want you guys to get ready for 2022 because it's going to be a time that not only Saturn is trying to help us become more authentic, like think differently. You don't have to think like everybody else. Be different. You don't have to be like everybody else. But then we have Jupiter in Pisces saying, and we're going to connect it to source, and we're going to make it spiritual, and we're going to make it encompassing, and we're going to make it feels like moods. And you know, Pisces is a water sign, so water energy is a lot about emotions and sentiments and feelings and intuition. So get ready, because this next upcoming year we're going to be more intuitive, we're going to be more sensitive, we're going to be more emotional, we're going to be more these energies are going to come, and most of all spiritual. So this is the year to really step into your spirituality, to really do the practices. This is the year where if you've been trying to astro travel for I don't know how long, you will astro travel this year. If you've been trying to really get meditation, you will get it this year. If you've been trying to let go of something that has been holding you back, like that trauma with your parents when you were really young, and you just can't seem to forgive them because it's like, no, I will never forget what they've done to me. I can't believe it. I'm still holding on to it. This is the year where Jupiter in Pisces totally helps you let go. Because as we get deeper into our spirituality, if we really want to have a true spiritual practice, it requires compassion. It requires a lot of cultivating compassion, and it requires a lot of cultivation of forgiveness, and it requires a lot of cultivation of more than everything, forgiving and forgiving yourself and forgiving everything around you. And this helps us liberate ourselves. Pisces is known for the sign of spiritual liberation. So here, like we're really trying to let go of everything that we've been holding on to collectively and individually, because in 2023, that's when Jupiter is going to go into Aries and we start a whole new identity with a new sense of more identity. So this is an introspective year. This is a year that will be fantastic. Yes, heart chakra, forgiveness. This is a fantastic year for going into that ayahuasca trip in Peru. This is a fantastic year for you to, do a retreat. This is a fantastic year for you to really do your yoga classes, or if you've been wanting to do your yoga certification, this is the year to do it. This is the year to connect with God and to rebuild your relationship with Him. Because if we're totally, and especially right now during this Corona era, why is it called Corona? Because it's here, it's in the Corona, in the chakra of the Corona, and the Corona, the crown chakra, is what connects us to Source, is what helps us listen to the higher and divine. So if we have a block here, we can't connect, and when we can't connect, we don't remember who we are. We don't remember that we're divine children, and we don't remember our most authentic selves, which is our soul. So we are three bodies. We are this physical body, this thing that I can touch. The second body is our subtle body, which is like the auric field. And this subtle body carries our mind, our intelligence, and our false ego. But this is the most subtle because we can't even touch it. However, when you die, these two bodies die with it. The physical and the subtle body, they disappear. So whatever you think you are, or whatever the memories that you hold on to, or the memories that you think that have developed you, they're perish when you die. But the only thing that stays forever is your soul. So your soul is really the most authentic, most genuine, and most true part of yourself. And your soul is infinite. Your soul is forever. Your soul cannot be destroyed and cannot be created. Your soul is that lives on forever. And your soul is like a spark of the fire of God. So to remember that, it helps us liberate ourselves from this constriction of like, oh, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. I was supposed to already get married and I'm not married. I was supposed to already have a high job and I'm not. I was supposed to make 6 figures and I'm not making 6 figures. I was supposed to whatever. Like, it helps us liberate ourselves from these pains, because this pains us. If we see society and we're like, well, I'm 30 something, I'm not married. Is there something wrong with me? Like, this is the things that, no, these are constructs that is not really who we are. So this upcoming year is the year to connect back, so that we may remember who we really are, so that we may remember that we're infinite children. And this will help us transcend and come above the suffering, because the suffering is getting thicker, right? Where we live now, I mean, we literally are in a war right now. And it's getting thicker and thicker. There's inflation. There's money transferring right now. There's so many, like, the technology is going so freaking fast, we can't even catch up to it. So it's a time where there could be more suffering. And we may see it in the news. We turn it on, it's like suffering after suffering after suffering, and more suffering on top of suffering. So This is the year to come back to source, to come back to our spirituality, to come back to our emotions and our peace, and to realize that our inner peace is the most important thing. We cannot jeopardize our inner peace, because we will live in this in this anxiety forever. And there's certain things that we can't control. So, but the thing that we can control is our inner self and our inner peace. This going within is what helps us transcend the commotion that is happening. So Jupiter in Pisces is going to be fantastic. So now that we've gone through all of that, one last thing that I do want to mention, because it's just right around the corner, we are having Venus retrograde this December 19th. It's like, it's funny, you get out of like Mercury retrograde and you're like, oh, thank God that's over. It's like Venus retrograde coming. Like, like
is it a good phase or chaotic?
Okay, so yes, Sean's already feeling it. I'm sure a lot of people are already feeling it, because we also already just had an eclipse that people also felt that very strongly, because this last eclipse that happened last Friday is the last eclipse in Sagittarius for the next upcoming 9 years. So it's almost like God saying like, oh, just in case you didn't get it for the last 18 months, what I've been trying to teach you, like I'm just gonna like super stamp this one. So Venus is retrograding on December 19th all the way to the end of January.
I'm sorry to bother you. We're supposed to early, so I have to.
So sorry guys. So Venus is retrograding, and Venus is the energy of love and is the energy of money. So who doesn't like love? Who doesn't like money? Everybody. So Venus is the one that also rules our desires. So this world, this material world and how we run it is pretty much Venus everything. Everything we do for money and everything we do for love. So Venus retrograding is a time where if you've been having karmic situations in your love life, if you're in your situationship, if you're in a love situation that you know is not good, then it's about to show up very, very strongly. And it's about to say, hey, we're not going to keep messing around with this, and we're going to get serious. Where is this really going? Are we moving forward or are we moving back? What is happening with this space? So Venus retrograding is going to be very difficult. And but for those who have been in a relationship for some time, and for those who have been working really hard on your relationship, then this could be the time where you really go over your relationship and you realize that you really want to maybe get like a ring, you know, get married. So it's a perfect time for you guys to really check on your love life. Where is your love life? What do you want it to be? Okay. And are you guys tired of having a toxic relationship that is not going anywhere? So Venus retrograde is going to help you close that down. Or are you guys ready to tie the knot because you've been together for more than I don't know how many years and it's time to get real? Maybe you guys are ready to go to the next step of love. Then this is the time to do it. Also, there could be loves that come back from the past if we have not closed those things down. And with money, this is about money is directly connected to our self-esteem. So our self-esteem is going to be checking, like, are we really believing in ourselves? Are we not believing in ourselves? Are we truly, feeling deserving, or are we not feeling deserving? And Venus retrograde is going to show us these things. Now, collectively, we're going to really see how bad the inflation is during Venus retrograde, because it's going to be happening in Capricorn, which is the planet of governments, is the sign of governments. So we're going to see a lot of issues coming up to the surface. So just stay grounded and trusted. We also got to know that there's a higher power that is managing all of these things. So now that we talked about that, I'm going to talk about the things that are happening for each individual sign when it comes to 2022. So if you guys want to write it down. So Aries, you guys are about to close a major cycle of your life. When Jupiter goes into Pisces, I highly suggest that you guys do retreat. If you guys can go live somewhere far that is not in the city, do it. If you guys can disconnect from this world, do it. If you guys can go deep into a spiritual practice, do it. Because this is a time where life is going to take a lot of things that you're not, they don't no longer need to be there. And if you've had a lot of things kind of left undone, this is the time to finish them. So it's not the time to move forward, it's the time to finish work, finish things. Now, for Tauruses, Taurus is a time for you guys to really create a new energy in your friendships and associations and communities. So I want you guys to go out. I want you guys to socialize. I want you guys to meet new people and to really get into alignment with your true dreams. Now, for Geminis, this is a time of immense opportunity in your career. And some of the Geminis could be aligning into a career that's very spiritual or very mystical or very artistic. So this is the moment for you to take those risks in your career and not play small. Time to play big and go for the goal. Don't stay at home, go out, because you're going to be aligned with the perfect people to advance your career. Cancer, this is a very spiritual time. I see Cancers traveling a lot and really maybe traveling for their spiritual progress, traveling to get deeper with their spirituality, traveling or even going back to school or learning something that expands your mind, or really setting like a self-development that expands any sort of limitations that you had in the past. Now, for Leos, this is a time for major transformation. It's a time to focus on joint ventures with other people. And it's a time to, more than anything, like go deep into your psychology, go deep into inner healing, especially if there's been traumas that you've had. And it's a time to have a major transformation in you. Now, and it's very positive for any sort of investments or any sort of joint ventures. Now, for my Virgos, time for love and marriage. Time for love and marriage. So Virgos, get ready, because I see love and marriage coming around for you guys. And this has been really hard because you guys have been hurting in love. Like it hasn't been necessarily the easiest thing, especially if there hasn't been a stable relationship. This could have been really, really tough. But and it also can bring a lot of business partnerships into your life. So this is going to be very positive, and new commitments that really get in alignment with who you really are. Now, for my Virgo Libras, this is about health. This is about your daily routine. This is about maybe getting a new job or a job that is really in alignment with who you are. So it's a great time for routine. It's a great time for health. It's a great time to change your daily life and to really check your lifestyle. Like, is this the lifestyle that you really want to be having in your life? Is this really the job that you want to be going every single day? Or do you see yourself having another type of job, another type of lifestyle, another type of health routine? And for my Scorpios, so Scorpios, this is a romantic and creative time. So Scorpios is a great time to get creative. It's a great time to get romantic. It's also a great time to have kids. And if you don't want to have kids, you're extremely fertile. So, be careful. But there's a lot of abundance of creativity. And what is the greatest creation? A child. Child is the greatest creation that we can create. So if you do anything artistic, if you do anything creative, if you even love sports, if you're into sports or performing or showcasing your creative expression, this is the time to do it. This is the time to show it. And this is, if you already have children, then this is the time to connect even deeper with your children. You guys are going to have a wonderful relationship with your children. And if you guys have been looking for romance, I definitely see that romance is in the air and it's going to be very, very beautiful for you guys. Now, for my Scorpios, for my Sagittariuses, get ready, because I see you moving out and getting a new place. And if you're not thinking of getting a new place, minimum a new car. But conveniences are high this year. I see new car, new home, new family, like feeling very like rooted, feeling very emotionally secure. So if you've been in the gypsy life, which I'm sure Sagittariuses are like in this vibe of gypsy life, I definitely see that you're finally going to kind of settle roots. If you already have a home, I see you investing in more properties. I see you investing in real estate, which could be very, very beneficial for you. And definitely a new car. And your relationship with your mom, with your mother, or with your family is going to be very solid, and it's going to be fantastic. So that Sagittarius is going to have a very emotionally secure year that is going to root you. Some of you guys could start getting ready for a family, to actually start creating family in your life. Now, for my Capricorns, this is a time of communication and a change of mindset. So if Capricorns have been in an energy of like you're just feeling stuck, like why you're not getting the money that you want to get, why you're not getting to the goals that you want to get, why has it been so hard for me to climb this mountain? Life is going to give you a major change of mindset. And this major change of mindset is going to help you change your perceptions about yourself, about the world. And this is what's going to get you out of the funk. And it's what's actually going to get you to advance even faster. If you're a Capricorn that loves to write, I see you writing. You could be writing a book. If you're a Capricorn that does content creating, I see you doing a lot of content creating. I see you getting into media. I see you doing a lot of entrepreneurship energy. And most of all, about communication. Like if you're a speaker or you have something to say, this next upcoming year could be very beneficial for any of these things. Now, for my Aquariuses, so Aquarius, you've been pretty much reinventing yourself. It has not been the easiest year, because this has been a year where you could have been feeling a lot of your age and how you're like maturing and getting to like another level, and you may be feeling like the pressure of Saturn that it's saying time to grow up, time to get to the next level. So for Aquariuses, this upcoming year is a year of money, and it's a year for self-esteem. So I definitely see that the money is going to be pumping up, because now that you've reinvented yourself in this year, and you're still going to be working at it, but by next year, you're going to start seeing the money of the efforts that you've been putting in establishing this new self. So more money is coming to you, more abundance is coming to you, and more and higher self-esteem is coming to you. So that's really nice. Now for my Pisces really need this shift, because Pisces have been going through it. I will say that the toughest last 2 years, 21 and 20, have been the toughest years for Pisces. Because Pisces right now is closing a major cycle of their life, and they have to let go of a lot of things that no longer serves them. So this 2021 must have been a time of a lot of things ending, a lot of self-undoing, a lot of things closing, a lot of things that could have ended, and you could be feeling very empty. You could be feeling like, what is happening to my life? I worked so hard in this job and now it's gone. Or I worked so hard in this relationship and now it's gone. Like you could have felt like this sort of closing of your life, that it's like, yo, I can't move forward. Like, oh, like it's just all this like past stuff that is not letting me move forward the way I want to move forward. So this year is a fantastic year, because on December 28th, when Jupiter goes into your sign, you're finally going to feel the relief, and you're finally going to understand that all of those things had to be taken away, because you're about to step into a new self. And in order to create this new self, you need to have space for this new self. You can't be holding on to the past. You can't be holding on to what was. You can't be holding on to the old life, because you're about to embark into a new life. So you're finally, this upcoming 2022, you're finally going to feel like, okay, I'm finally moving forward. I'm finally making, way. I'm finally feeling like I'm stepping forward again. So it's going to be really, really good. So yes, do we have any questions maybe that you guys want to share, or something that I can clarify for you guys?
Sean
I have a
has,
question. Oh,
go ahead.
can I ask a question? Hi. Thank you so much. This is so awesome. I was just wondering, since, obviously we have our sun, our moon, and our rising. So I wrote down things that you said about all of those. So
those all interconnected to our year. So like I'm a Scorpio sun, so I'm going to experience some things in Gemini and Sagittarius, or like, how does that work? I don't know anything about
Great
that.
question. Awesome, Kelsey. Yes, great question. So the three of them are very important because the three of them is pretty much your trinity. So the sun is your identity and it's how you best shine. The ascendant is your physical reality. So the ascendant prediction is usually the one that you're going to feel the most because you're like physically experiencing it. So for everybody, you really need to take into consideration your ascendant rising prediction, because that's the one that's going to show physically in your world. And then your moon sign is your emotions. Where are your emotions going to be? How are you going to feel emotionally? What are you going to be going through emotionally? So the three of them are very important to have, and they're all going to shine in different ways. But the ascendant is I would say is one of the most important that you will feel the most because it's in this material physical reality. Awesome. And I just wanted to mention, guys, like I'm going to put my information, and you guys can follow me on my Instagram. And in my Instagram, if you guys are interested in having a personal reading for 2022, just DM me and we can set up a time so that we can actually go deeper into your personal astrology and how is it going to be panning out for you for next year. And if you were in this call, you're getting a discount for it.
That's incredible, Valentina. Thank you for offering that to our community. I did a full chart reading with her one time. It was awesome. And I still want to take you up on doing my chart with Rob's chart, my husband. So it's definitely something you can come. How does that, it's like you look and see the compatibility, or what, how does that work with a partner?
Absolutely. We can check out like the whole compatibility of a partner. I pretty much do like a healing session for relationships so that the male counterpart can actually understand how the female loves to be loved, and the female understands how the male loves to be loved. And we understand where's my partner going through at this time, how can I support him, the tough, the hard challenging things that are happening with him or her, and what are the blessings that are happening with him and her. So the more we understand each other, the more compassion and forgiveness we can have for each other, and the bond can deepen a lot more.
Love that. So Sean's question was in the chat, I don't know if he wants to unmute. What about if your Capricorn is in Venus?
So if your Capricorn is in Venus, you're definitely going to be having a reboot, like sort of like a restart to your heart and to your money and self-esteem. And most of all, it's like really the God in the universe is really trying to help you cleanse your heart from the past so that you can have a new start that doesn't have things from the past. And also is the same thing for your money. And it depends on where your Venus lies. It would also give certain qualities about that house that it lies in.
Awesome. Thank you, Valentina. Do we have any questions from anyone else? Here's your chance.
Or realizations or feedback, or just anything that's come up you want to share?
I need something. Can you guys hear me? I have a lot of Leos. I mean, I am a Leo now. And I wanted to ask, because I did that app. I forgot the app, the CoStar app. And I don't know my actual birthday, but it defaulted to 8 o'clock. And my mom said that it was born in the morning. I was born in the morning. Is that like accurate? Because I wanted to get my birth certificate to find out the time, but my mom said I was born in the morning. And then when I hit the default, it automatically said I was born 8 o'clock in the morning. So all my Leos, I have like 5 Leos, sun, moon. I mean, that's kind of crazy. And then I have my Virgo as ascendant, and the last one, my Virgo was what I'm cheating here, is in Saturn. What does that mean?
So, I mean, there's many things that you want to know. So I will say the best thing for you in your time is, yes, get the birth certificate. Don't let the app dictate when you were born, even if
Right.
the app is accurate. But I will say it's better for you to just go and get your birth certificate and really know it, so that you get out of like the and sometimes even if the birth certificate doesn't say the time, if you call the hospital that you were born in, they should have the records of when you were born.
Oh, I can
That's
call
one.
them. Okay.
Yes. And that's one for the time. And then if you have a lot of planets in Leo, you have a big destiny in understanding what it means to shine, and what it means to express yourself creatively, and what it means to lead by the heart, and what it means to be humble. Now, I can't say anything about the ascendant because the ascendant is dictated by the time. But what could I say about Saturn and Virgo is that you also are learning to be serviceable to the right causes, to the right people, and to use your ego, because since you have so many energy in Leo, to use your creativeness, your ego, your will to be of service to something. If Saturn is there, and it could be hard for you to I don't know if you may feel uncomfortable with this position or not, but you're learning to be serviceable and to serve a big cause, and to use your creative expression for that, and also to learn that organization and logistics of things are important. So organizing your life, organizing things, having a routine, having a flow, having a time set up for certain things, like these things are healthy for you. And Saturn just gives you pressure to do that. That when you don't lead your life in a routine way, in a more like practical way, then you get karmic reactions from that.
That's true, because if I'm not organized right now, my life, I feel like my life is falling apart right now, because I had to disruptly like leave my I guess you could say my home just abruptly. And I feel like the universe is doing this, like it's bringing these signs in it, because I had to detox, like it's removing toxic people from my life all at the same time. But I'm uprooted now, and like my stuff is in storage, like I'm disarray, but I know that I'm going in the right direction. But I'm like, it's not that I'm yeah, I'm unorganized. I don't have a place right now. And it just happened like 4 days ago. Like I had to do this quickly.
Wow. So can I ask you, are you having things with your mom at this time too?
Oh, I need my mom. Like I yelled at her yesterday because she was worried about me and she was being a mother to me. And I kind of yelled because I was overwhelmed, but I called her, and I'm really close with my mom. So she knew, so she had to get my dad to call me. But you know, like she knows that I'm going to go up there during the holidays to be with her, because I've never experienced something like this before. And I kind of 42 years old, no joke. I need my mommy, you know.
Nice. Well, I mean, from what you're saying, I would say that you're more of a Libra rising. The things that
it does.
The time.
I've noticed that it does say that too. That's on my chart, Libra.
Yeah.
Like
I would say that you're more of a Libra rising, because Libras are experiencing that right now. Well, let me know if you would like a reading, and we can go a little bit deeper in all of that and how you can work.
Oh, I think when I come back, I would like to, if it doesn't permit, because you did my friend Stuart. You went to his house and he's pretty cool, and he said that you were awesome. So I'm like all about it. And also Megan and Barbara, they were telling me a lot. So yes, I'm gonna have to need you like next week.
Awesome. Yes, Stuart was great. Absolutely, hon. Let's do it.
And are you sure that if I call them, because I do have my birth certificate, I don't have to get like buy a new one for $50. If I call them, I could just ask for the time at the hospital?
No, I don't know about the charges, but if you already have your birth certificate, check it out. And if it's not there, then yeah, I don't know if they or not.
Thank you.
Awesome. Valentina, we have one more question from Kathy here. She says, what would it mean for Scorpio and Venus? Does that mean the reading we heard for 2022 is more based on which sign I have in Venus, or my sign of birth, which is Libra? Thanks in advance.
What do you mean for Scorpio and Venus? Does that mean that the reading we heard for 22 is more based on which? Okay, so the reading that I just gave, it's more for your ascendant, sun, and moon sign. If you can use your Venus, but usually you don't predict it like that. What means for Venus and Scorpio, and what is your ascendant?
Maybe
Oh,
she
your sign, your
Maybe-
ascendant sign.
confused about Venus being in retrograde. And maybe
Yeah,
not
it's
on-
going to affect everybody. It's going to affect everybody's emotions and everybody's things. But according to your ascendant, it depends where Venus in Capricorn is going to be retrograding. So you just gave me your Libra. So, okay, as Libra, okay, Taurus. So as a Taurus ascendant, then you're going to be having your Venus retrograding in an aspect that is trying to help you open your mind. Because as a Taurus ascendant, you're going through a major change of your life. And as a Taurus, you're not necessarily somebody that is open to change. So there could be something in your life that is putting you against the wall and the sword, telling you you're gonna have to make this change, and it's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. And you may be not necessarily wanting to change it, or you're just kind of like taking on the pressure and just dealing with it and keep moving forward as you always move forward. But right now, life with this Venus retrograde is going to help you open your mind so that you can finally give yourself a chance to make those changes that are scaring you, that you know that you need to start taking steps towards. So this is going to be felt like a grace from God, because the house that it falls into your sign, into your chart, it has to do with the house of God. So I will say for you, this is the time for you to connect, pray, and like really have that strong connection so that you feel the spiritual strength that you need so that you can make the changes that you really want to make in your life. Because when you are when you're next to God, you can fucking do anything. Nothing scares you. The faith that he puts inside your heart will make you move mountains. So this Venus retrograde is trying to help you see that. And if you're not in a if you're thinking that you're doing all of this on your own and that you're by yourself and like, I have to do it all on your own, like God, this Venus retrograde is going to show you, no, baby, I'm here next to you. All you have to do is ask for help. All you have to do is ask for me. I'm here. I'll never left and I'll never leave. So it's a time to help you expand and feel limitless. And if you've been feeling limited, this Venus retrograde is going to help you feel that grace so that you can get out of that.
So good. Thank you so much for all of your knowledge and your wisdom and just sharing it so openly with all of us. You're really such a gem. We're so grateful to have you, Valentina.
Yeah.
No, thank you guys. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Like, if you guys want to have a more deeper talk with me and we can go deeper into any questions that you may have from love, from money, destiny, what am I here to do? What is my past life? What am I supposed to learn? My karmas, my strengths, weaknesses, whatever it may be. Please let me know, and I'm here to help you guys.
Thank you, Valentina. You guys go follow her on Instagram. She does a weekly horoscope. So, whenever you can, jump on her live. She's just amazing. As people are saying, you're amazing. You're so good and intuitive. You're so beautiful. So yes, we agree with all of you. And thank you so much for spending this evening with us, sharing your time. We love you so much. You guys, this has been recorded. We have your emails. We will spam you for the rest of your life. Just kidding. We will send you the recording so that you can take your notes if you didn't take the notes while you were listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Thank you guys. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Blessings, blessings.
Kathy. Thank you, Kathy.
Bye.
Thanks, Jess.
Bye, guys.
Good night.